All right, here we go. Hey y'all, this is Charlie here, coming to you. This is the first time I've ever done a channeling that's not been outside, but been inspired to do it inside where I'm at. The heat has been pretty intense. Just some other guy burning off everything. Anyways, I'm coming with a message of encouragement. I know it's been a while as far as our linear time that I haven't did a message. But I've been in a period of, I call it inner reflection, making peace with a lot of part of my ego, loving it, appreciating it, and learning to be in a higher state of consciousness no matter where I'm at, no matter who I'm with, no matter what's going on around me, no matter what I am presented in front of me. Because the one thing I'm learning and understanding and remembering how connected I am to everything and how we are all truly connected. But I'm learning to be this expression no matter where I'm at, no matter all that's going on around me, especially now that we're being challenged to remember who we are. And one of the things that I have always encouraged on this channel, as much as I feel their appreciation from others, and I really do mean I appreciate the love that I feel from others. But I hope, rephrased, one of the things that I'm really encouraging is to feel that love within yourself. And then be brave enough to express it. Because we're in a time to remember that we're here to do this together. We're all unique perspectives of consciousness. And it doesn't matter what your linear it is, because when you realize you're so multidimensional, you're in so many understandings at one time. But now we're in a present of being focused on this time of ascension, of remembering the unconditional love that we truly are. That we truly are. And then learn to have fun with it. And not take it so fucking serious. And I've been reminded, and I kind of knew this part I was going to do before the video, because it's been a very beautiful remembrance of another perspective that was in the physical that shared a lot of wisdom, Wayne Dyer. And a friend of mine brought this to my attention, and part of my remembering was listening to some of his lectures. And there was this one in particular story that I'm going to share from my unique perspective. He has such a cool way of sharing things, and hopefully my way will resonate with you. But anyways, he talks about this ambassador that come visited another ambassador. And he come and visited him in his office, and they were doing the ambassador stuff. But as he was visiting this other ambassador in his office, he started noticing stuff, how he interacted with his office staff. And so as they were sitting there visiting and doing their thing, first guy, one of his aides come in, and he was really worked up, saying, this has to be done right now. That this needs to be brought to our attention. And he says, hold on. Do you remember rule number 6? And then the aide, he stopped and he breathed into himself for a minute, and he said, okay, I'm good. And then he left. And the other ambassador that's visiting, he was kind of intrigued by it, but didn't pay it a whole lot of mind. The next thing you know, when the secretaries come in, her hair is all wild, and she's like, oh, I have so much to do, I don't know how I'm going to get this done. And then the ambassador said to her and said, do you remember rule number 6? And she stopped. She breathed into herself for a second, and she said, thank you, I feel better now. And she left. Now the other ambassador is really inquisitive, but not inquisitive enough to truly ask what that's about. So as they're still visiting, next thing you know, another aide comes in and all worked up about how something has to be done. He needs to be here, needs to be there. And the ambassador says, hold on, do you remember rule number 6? And he stopped, he breathed into himself, and he said, "Oh, thank you." And then he left. The other ambassador finally had to say, "What is rule number 6? And the other ambassador said, "Well, rule number 6 is, why take yourself that serious?" And the ambassador was just amazed by that. He said, all you had to do is, because one thing, as much as importance that we put on things, is so important to being with ourselves. But the other ambassador was so intrigued by that. He said, well, what are the other rules? He says, when you understand rule number 6, there's no rules. I love that story. I hope that resonates with you, because the only rules that you making are yours. But rule number 6 is a great rule to remember, because why we got to take ourselves so fucking serious? But that's the beauty of who we are. And then part of my other things of realizing from my experiences, and this is me just sharing, from going from all the conditions I allowed myself to be challenged with as a child growing up in this lifetime, and also all the physical conditions. You know, being in the wheelchair, being what the outside says, relying on painkillers, other stimulants to stay disconnected from who I am. But I've started realizing if everything is working together, but it took this time of stepping away from doing videos and just being, because I still had this ego perspective of believing I was supposed to save other ones. When I was supposed to say, we ain't saving no one but ourselves, because once we understand who we are, realize how important it is for others to remember who they are. But the one thing I started realizing, that all these perspectives, like the painkillers, the antidepressants, the muscle relaxers, the Xanax, the clozapam, the fucking shit to help me piss, the shit to help me shit, the breathing, all these machines, the wheelchair, all that beautiful components were loving me back. Were loving me back. That consciousness of what was in that and in that was working with me. And then the outside, I wanted to be so appreciated from the outside. But I was only going to, energy-wise, or vibrational, line up with the ones that didn't believe they were loving or worth loving. So part of that challenge is why I was drawing them folks with me. And they're no different than who I am. They're unique to who they are. But part of allowing myself to have all these challenges and experiences were all helping me understand how to reconnect with who I am. Plus, it brings all that compassion with it. But the biggest compassion I have is with myself, for honoring who I am, for allowing myself to have them experiences, to be able to see what that meant for my lesson of all these conditional loves that were doing their best to help me understand that I was nothing but unconditional love. But it had to start within who I am. And then remember, I love who I am, and I'm understanding who I am. And then you understand that it's all a circle of beginning to remembering. And as we remember, we bring that all that understanding of all these conditions that we honored ourselves by taking on, because we knew once we remember how determined we are, and once we remember how fucking magical we are, that nothing was going to take our light away from us. But it was so important that we can love and appreciate, and truly appreciate and have gratitude for this physical body, this beautiful physical body, that our soul manifests to have this physical experience because it's all one. Mind, body, and soul. And when we can embrace these true oneness and realize we're here to play, we're truly here to play, but just like when you were in school, when you were playing and you were learning and it felt like the class was so stimulating because it made learning so much easier and so much more pleasant. But when you felt like shit that didn't resonate with you was being crammed down your throat, it was like, I can't keep my eyes open. So when we truly can love our lesson can love us back. The duality. If you hate something, its consciousness has to hate you back, but it doesn't really hate you back. It loves you enough to show you what you're doing to yourself on the inside. How can the outside give you what you desire and what you truly believe you're worth if you don't believe that desire and belief is truly within you? By allowing yourself to feel how worthy you are and how fucking awesome you are and magical you are. And then the outside can start lining it up, but then it's still a process about getting up every day, and embracing who you are. In the last 4 days, I come up with a nice little cool little saying about 4 mornings ago, and not that it's all still illusion, the time. I woke up and I said, I am going to be in the flow so the universe can show. And then you can put whatever the universe is going to show behind that. Because the universe is going to show you who the fuck you are. And it's going to show you who you believe you're not. It's up to you. Do you want to embrace your higher perspective or embrace your ego? There's no wrong or right. It's just understanding. And when you can be gentle with yourself and say, you know what? You're so fucking cute. I am doing the best I can in this present moment of understanding. But the more I can stay in the present moment and feel the power that I am by love, unconditional love, that within here, that I can speak it. Speak it into being. Because I felt it in the being. Then the words come. Then as the words come, because it feels natural to who you are, that loving consciousness. And when you see another brother going through their challenge, you're not going to kick them or say, I'm better than you. And they're like, I have such compassion for you. And then if their interaction physically, you're going to say, hopefully, you'll be inspired to say something very encouraging. But maybe the biggest encouraging today is to smile at them and energetically send them that love. And then move the fuck away and let them have their lesson. But if you're inspired, just remember, you're not trying to fix anyone. Because that's a lesson right there. And I've really been, that was hit me in the face in the last part of my understanding. As much as I love doing these videos and sharing this understanding and desiring, I thought the outside to notice me, is I realized that it was so important for me to feel the love that I truly am on the inside. And then I've allowed myself to go be that every day in every situation that I've gone in. And then the days that I have my moments still where I get rattled a little bit and like realize that I might have to sit there for a minute and feel that. And then from the outside it may look like I'm pouting. But you know what? Sometimes youngins need to pout. Because really, I believe what we're doing is sitting there and feeling them feelings of what we think we are at that moment when we realize the disconnection of that feeling why it feels so off. It's just our higher self is just saying, it's all right, we're just learning. Now you're remembering you don't have to feel this way, but feel this because it's guiding you. And then here's the beauty from my perspective. I don't believe I have any bad emotions anymore. There's not one bad emotion I consider a bad. I think they're all beautiful expressions of love from my physical body. of saying, how am I looking at that? Ego or higher perspective? And if it's ego, it's all right. It's all right. I know. But you know what? We were learning. But you know what? We're still fucking going to do it. But we're learning. It's all right. I know it may be a little scary, but it's exciting at the same time, so we really got to do it. And embrace that excitement. Embrace it. And right now, I guess the biggest message, and then I'm going to let them talk, is to stay present and allow yourself to be in the flow so the universe can show. And then be gentle with yourself. And then love yourself. Honor yourself for having that experience. I truly love and appreciate anyone that's drawn to this video, because as much as I enjoy sharing these videos, it's so important that you ask yourself, no matter what you hear on the outside, is this right for me? And then when you realize what me is, magical essence. And then I even ask the word my, you realize it's all mystical. It's how we cast spells on ourselves. Anyways, I'm asking, is there the one thing that I truly want to say to each and every one is I truly honor you and truly have nothing but love and compassion for each and every one of you. And I always encourage you to remember how fucking awesome you are. And remember, this is all about unconditional love. And be that with yourself. I have such appreciation for you. All right, well, let's let them come through. All right. We are the Arcturians. We are here in this moment of understanding, sharing messages of encouragement through this beautiful vessel, as you call Charlie, as he's truly starting to remember his multi-dimensional selves. He's agreed to be here in this time of understanding, to share these messages of encouragement from his unique perspective, as we share our messages through our unique perspective as a collective, because we all realize our connection to each and every one who hears this message or is led to this message in your own understanding. As we encourage you to be in this present moment as we share these messages. They're not just messages of understanding. We send out vibrations of unconditional love, encouragement, because we are understanding and we observe all you beautiful expressions of love, light, even in your, as you call, dark moments. They're just are moments of understanding. As we observe, we have such honor for each and every one of you for this conditional love that you have allowed yourself to experience as your soul is evolving, as it gets into the circle of understanding, of forgetfulness, to remember, and then as you embrace this illusion of time, and then remember all these little cells that make up this physical body bring their own unique understanding, consciousness, but it's all remembering that it can work in harmony of love, compassion, understanding, gratitude, spread gratitude, honor each other. Our message today is about lightheartedness. Because as you allow the light to embrace your heart space, it's helping you understand that you don't have to hold these conditional love beliefs. You become light, like float, like the wind. It's all just a beautiful expression of consciousness. Having its own unique interaction with who you are as you are interacting with it. It's all mutual. And we encourage you to play with it. Use your beautiful imagination to truly feel your desires as into being. As you embrace the feelings of being, of truly being in that present moment of unconditional love, all the little expressions of who you are, in perfect alignment of unconditional love. Then you can understand about stepping out of the matrix of 3D conditional love to in that magical realm of unconditional love of being. And then allow yourself to be present in the experience of the experience. And as you listen to the message, let the wave of unconditional love absorb this beautiful physical body and honor it. And be open to the guidance of your galactic brothers and sisters, your spiritual guides, the angels, and open yourself up to realize that you're never alone, that you're truly never alone. Even though part of the journey of acceptance is learning to accept yourself, and no matter what situation or experience, as unconditional love, and remembering it's all a cooperative component of understanding. As you understand, it understands. As you resist, it resists. It's the duality of your beliefs. It's the duality. Now, as we encourage and share, and as Charlie shares his experiences with each and every one of you who are drawn to the message, all his messages are timeless. They're all timeless. One is no one more important than the other, but they're all messages to go within. And we have encouraged that through meditation. We've encouraged that with being one with nature. We encourage that through painting, music, dancing, whatever helps you to be in that present moment. And also remember to honor this physical body and honor your experiences when you touch another, is understanding that you're touching them with unconditional love. Unconditional love. No more manipulation. And if it doesn't feel right in your heart space, as we ask you, if you're being challenged and you're not sure what direction or path you may be led down, honor yourself by stepping back. If that means I have to go to the bathroom, or I just need a moment, honor yourself enough to step back and breathe into yourself. Then 3 breaths, that big one through your nose. Breathe out all that resistance. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out regular. Breathe in that 3rd breath. Oh, breathe a little more. Slowly let it out. And then ask yourself, is this for my highest good? And then trust. And then trust. This is the time of trusting your own unique guidance. And as we share these messages and the vibration of unconditional love, we honor you. We honor you. And today, this is where our messages will stop. Because it's so important in this time. And realize what true selflessness is that unconditional love for oneself. And once you feel that love for oneself, and honor all these conditional loves you took on, you won't, I promise, and they don't, when I say they, the all, doesn't encourage me to do a lot of promising, but this is one thing that the all is telling me right now, the promise. You go in within and feel that true unconditional love for oneself. You'll realize how connected you are to everything, and then trust the process. And then honor each other. Honor each other for what we allowed as a collective of beings, and as your unique understanding, as you realize you have so much understanding within this physical body. You have all this understanding of when time was nothing but an understanding of thought. Everything is within this physical body. The more you honor it, the more it can honor you back. Be that beautiful expression of unconditional love, but start with that oneself first, and then you'll realize how it radiates out into the collective. We honor you. We honor you. We have nothing but love and respect. And as Charlie loves to say, and this is one of our favorite sayings, and we use this in the collective understanding, how fucking awesome you are for allowing yourself to be in this unique expression of understanding.